varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo prachodayate.
Dear brothers and sisters, we were discussing the process of knowledge or the instruments of knowledge and say the means of verification of knowledge. How we all can come say to one conclusion objectively. Otherwise, we every day face the problems when we discuss over something. Everybody has his own opinion, own views, and we always try to stick to our views, and we don't share the thoughts, share our views objectively, and we just stick to our own views and our ego, or we become a bit stubborn there, and we never open the doors. And as Arya Samaj, we should always be ready to accept the truth and dispel the untruth. So first, we do not want to know what's the truth, what's the untruth, and second, we do not truth and dispute any clash of different opinions and thing. We should be very, very impartial, very open, very honest, and also we must know how to come to how to reach to the objective truth, not the personal truths. Maybe right. So don't talk about what you think. Always think what's the truth. You see, and how to know right, this is wrong. That is more important. And this is what wise people do. They never, use or their things. They always are so just very much for your suggestions, for your good advice, and I am much obliged. Thank you very much. I could learn something from you today. Many people you see, especially those who are really wise, those who really love knowledge, knowledgeable people, accept truth and they say thank you very much. And ignorant people, they never say thank you for any advice you give them, any suggestions you give them, or any knowledge you share with them. They say, I am always right. I am always right. Yes, we are human beings. We are not perfect, you see. We make mistakes. Sometimes you don't realize. Sometimes it is okay. It is okay. Casually it is okay. Everybody make mistakes sometimes, but not all the time. Don't make a nature. Don't be like that. Just say, it's because I was a human being and I made a mistake. Yes, it is allowed. You are allowed to make mistakes. Because you are human beings, you are not God. God is not allowed to make mistakes. But we human beings, because our knowledge, our experience is limited, so we make mistakes. So mistake is to keep on try to stick to the mistakes all the time and just always say I am always right. No, even right person should not claim that they are. It is your right. It is your duty to again confirm it and accept it. It's up to you. But this is what I think. Though you are right, never here. I have to teach you the taste of truth. Then I have to be very strong and one-sided. The time I will be very, very stubborn anyway, because this is the truth. Very simple. But otherwise, even if you know the right telephone number of someone and your friend says, no, this is wrong. Maybe wrong, but this is what I remember. Now you verify it. Come on, let us go to the telephone and check it. Who is right, who is wrong? Instead of just start fighting there, and arguments and bitter arguments, and then enmity, and then hatred, then jealousies, and then say bad things. Why should we do? Better, you may be wrong, yes, you may be wrong. Many a times we have seen in our life, we feel we are right, but we are not right. But we can't help ourselves because of the past karmas. Because of our past karmas, we cannot see with truth, we cannot see the road, we cannot see big car, we cannot see big trees, we just hit big trees, we can't see. That's an unfortunate thing in the life, but otherwise we should be always very polite in the field of knowledge. Only in the class I be that bit stubborn or bit strong, you see, because the topic is like this, we are in philosophy now. But otherwise in life all the time be polite and say I may be right. Better to say I may be wrong. and you may be right. And just go to the telephone and check the number and verify it. Avoid the arguments. You see, avoid the arguments. Arguments are not good. And by arguments you tease others, you insult others. You cannot, keep the relationship of friendship. So argument is not good. Wise people never, argue for nothing. They only say, let us check and find, you see, who is right, who is wrong. We have got the criteria. You see, always follow the criteria. And here we have to know what's the criteria of the knowledge. Because why arguments? Why fighting among ourselves? Why bitterness? Follow the criteria. If you think you are right, prove it. Let me know. Convince me. Give me logic. Give me some example. You see, then I will accept it. Certainly I will accept it. And this is the way, you see, the statement, you see, there is a fire, for example. Yes, there is a fire, but why there is a fire? You see, there are some new faces, so I will just explain it again in a minute. See, if you see a fire behind the mountain, behind the mountain, you see, you cannot see anything, but you see smoke coming up from, say, behind the mountain. And your friend say, oh, there is a fire. He said, his statement is, there is a fire. But the friend asks, how do you know there is a fire? We can't say there is a fire. What's the logic? What's the reason behind? And then he says, okay, because there is a smoke. Because there is a smoke. But how do I know that? Because there is a smoke, there is a fire. How do I know? If you give me one example, then I will accept. I will accept your statement that there is a fire. Yes, there are lots of examples. He says this is not the only logic, you see, but the logic has the basis of example. That logic is based upon example, and my example is, you see, not once or twice, but we have observed this thing many times, 1,000 million times in the kitchen. In the kitchen we have seen wherever there is a smoke, there is a fire. We all know. And on the basis of this example, I can say whatever you have observed in the kitchen already 1,000 times, same is the case. Same is the case in the mountain. Because there is a fire, the smoke, there must be a fire. Because we have observed the same thing in the kitchen, that wherever there is a smoke, there is a fire. This is the example, and I compare the same situation of kitchen, see, in the mountain now, and I say exactly the same case is there in the mountain, because there is a smoke and now there must be the fire, like the kitchen. You see? So, and therefore I say again, there is a fire. The fifth stage, there is a fire. There are the 5 steps. You see, there are the 5 steps with which we can make ourselves understand, and we can make others understand. If you want to know yourself with this logic, that is for yourself, Swartha Anuman. That is Swartha, for yourself. And if you want to convince others, then that Anuman is for Pararth, for others. And this is applicable for both. And without this, we cannot make others, you see, to accept our statements. Very simple thing. You cannot go wrong anywhere. And if there is no example, no logic. Otherwise you can create imaginary logic, you see, imaginary things, no imaginary things. Logic is based upon the perceptive things, perception, drashtant, example. We must have seen it somehow, somewhere, and then only we can make logic on the basis of that example. So if there is no example, no logic. What is the Praman? What is the proof? Used in Anuman Praman, the inference. Arrange your statement, go somewhere wrong, then you cannot prove the statement. So it is just open for all. You see, it's my personal property, where I can say, because I am right only because is all. I mean that with the help of this. So the steps or the instrument is more important, not me. So this is something about the Anuman. I repeated it for some new people here. And now you see we come to the fourth one, we call it third one, Upaman. Upaman, you see. And Upaman is, we call it Prasiddha Sadharmayat Sadhya Sadhanam Upamanam. Sadhya Sadhanam means we want to prove something. We want to prove something. Okay? But how do we prove? What is the basis of our proof? What is the basis? And the basis is Prasiddha Sadharmayat. Means, you see, we have seen similarity there. And that's why. On the basis we prove something. Or even this similarity or dissimilarity. On the basis of these two things, we prove something. All we know. And how cow looks like. We know. Everybody knows it. And somebody asked, guy jante ho, but do you know Neel guy? I haven't seen Neel guy. I saw only guy, but never the Neel guy. So then, how to know? Is there here somewhere? No. But if you want, he said, can you come with me? Busy today. I cannot come with you to show you what is Neel guy. He said, I can even say any, how do I know Neel guy? Without knowing, not difficult, it is simple, I will tell you. The simple way is, he asked me, yes, okay. I ask you first thing, do you know cow? He says, yes, I know cow. Yeah, I know cow has 4 legs and such mouth and horn and whatever, you see, and everything, I know cow. He said, if you know cow, you see, exactly, say, like, not exactly, but similar to the guy, cow. Neel guy is similar to the guy. On the basis of whatever the shape and size and similarities, you see, you know the Neel guy in the forest. And you see, he went into the jungle, and after a long time, somehow, he saw not cow, but something like cow. Something like cow. He said, oh, he told me, Neel guy is like a guy. Then he observed, not exactly like guy, but look like guy, but some differences are there. But more similarities are there, and few dissimilarities are there. So he came to know, oh, this must be the Neel guy. It looks like a guy. Yes, that animal looks like a guy. So only this animal must be the Neel guy, and he knew that this is the Neel guy. He was right. He was right. Same is the case, you see, when we say, go and bring something, you see, from somewhere. Say, I don't know what it is, how it looks like. He said, okay, it looks like, say, he explained it is rectangular, reddish, whatever you tell, you see, and he go and say, you see, that is look like this. Oh, look like this. He went there, and there were lots of different size and shape things. Only one thing was bit slimmer, bit thinner or whatever, but one thing was just like similar to this, and you just grab it. That's it. Very simple. Because it is similar to that one. So, similarity or some dissimilarity, the same thing. On the basis of similar style of knowing, that instrument knowing, that science of knowing is known as Upamana. Upamana. This is something like this, like, you see, that is Upamana. And it helps a lot in the society. In our everyday life, we have to use this Upman. Without that Upman, many times we cannot. You see, tell people lots of things, cannot teach them lots of things, cannot explain lots of things. Always we have to say, explain some similarities and dissimilarities, and then we come to the conclusion. So, Upadeshaha Shabdaha. Shabda means word. You see, Apta means any authentic person or anyone who has some authority, something. The word of such a authentic person is known as the Shabda Praman. And see, maybe a Rishi is a Apta Purush, or anyone can be Apta Purush, always authentic, but we human beings are not. our authenticity changes subject to subject, place to place. Whatever we want to ask about mathematics, we ask to the teacher. He is authentic person. In literature, he will say, sorry, that is not my subject. If you want to ask me something of mathematics, I am not the Apta Purush of literature. Or can apply the same thing. One cannot be 100% apt in all. When somebody asks something, half the way I am authentic except God. But we should object, he is important. Say, mathematics teacher. Can we ask something about the college level? How can we ask him something regarding the PhD standard? No way. All it depends upon, you see, his own adhikar. We call it adhikar. Very important word. You always remember this word, adhikar. Adhikar is very important. He says that, you say, I know this much. I do not know this much. The area I know that is my adhikar. I am adhikari there. I am authentic in this area up to this level. But above that, I don't know. You see, I am not authentic to that extent. So please ask someone. I don't know. So the adhikar, the authenticity of every person is different. Is different. His subject is different. His standard is different. His level is different. And many times in our philosophy, when we find, you say, adhikar, what is your, say, scholarship? What is your subject? And what is yours? And then we discuss with. He say, okay, I have just passed high school at level. We say, he is an authentic person to this level. If he is, say, with more, say, his adhikar is bigger than his adhikar. Because his adhikar is adhikari, then better you keep quiet. Better you say, no, sorry, this is not my adhikar. You say, if we want to discuss in say on philosophy, I will say, come on, that's my subject. But if you want to talk about, say, some history, I will say, sorry, this is not my adhikar kshetra, this is not my subject, sorry, please, I can't. And better you say can't. It is nice to say can't. You never try to say always yes, I can do this, I can. No, we cannot do, because our adhikar is limited. Our adhikar is limited, and our effort should be to be a bigger adhikari. You see, we should be more and more authentic in more and more subjects. You see, and to the more and more extent all the time. But still we have limitations. If you don't know something, accept that I am not the authentic person in this subject. I am not the authority. Many times people write English, but you say, yes, I write English, but I am not the authority. Means, fir bhi, I am not sure, I am not the adhikari. Don't take my word for the final word. You check it again, show it to someone. It may be right, it may not be right. I am not adhikari. Such a great thing it is for scholar, you say. They love it saying, I am not the adhikari. And ignorant people say, if I am right, tell me, this is what I think, what I know. You see, they never show their adhikar. They always remain polite and say, you say, I may be right. And with me, so never show adhikar, but be adhikari. It is to be important, it is nice to be better, but never show that you are better and you are important. No, never. Nice if you can, you be better than many people, but never show others and insult others, showing that I am better than you, I am more important than you, I am more authentic than you. Better to avoid these kind of things. Yes, sometimes we still make mistakes. Mistakes are allowed, but still never try to show your adhikar, but be adhikari, and that is appreciable. So, Apta, you see, like Dayanand was Apta Purush, but still to some extent. Maharishi Patanjali was authentic, but to some extent. Every Rishi was adhikari, but to some extent. But not, you see, one Rishi can be authentic all the time in all subjects. No way. Lawyer is authentic in law. His adhikari is only law. He don't know your literature or your mathematics or any other thing. And therefore you see, in the field of law, we consult lawyer. In the field of construction, we contact engineer because he is the authority there. That such an authoritative person is known as the Apta Purush. See, Apta Purush. Even any illiterate person can be Apta Purush to you sometimes. Say for example, you are a great scholar, okay, and when you go to some strange place where you don't know the way where you have to go and how to reach that place, you say, when you ask a farmer, you see, if you are in the jungle and if there is one farmer and you are MA, PhD, everything, and there you don't know where this way is going and what is the name of that village, okay, and how to go there, you don't know. And then farmer, you say, guide you. Sir, you go first right and then turn left and then turn right and then turn left and then you go ahead and you will reach to that place, and the name of that place is Toronto. He is the authentic person there, Apta Purush. In jungle, that simple illiterate farmer is the Apta Purush. Though you are a big mathematician, but there you are not the Apta Purush, that illiterate farmer is the Apta Purush. There is a very interesting story. Say, once what happened, you see, one mathematician and who had a lot of knowledge regarding history and geography, and see, he has to cross the river. And he asked that boatman to, you see, help him to cross the river. And they were, you say, passing the river, crossing the river. That scholar, you say, asked that boatman, say, do you know mathematics? He said, see, I am an illiterate person, I don't know mathematics. He said, oh my God, you wasted your quarter of life. With no mathematics, you just wasted your quarter of life. Then you say, okay, leave mathematics. But do you know little bit, say, science? Kata, sir, I don't know science at all. I haven't been in a school, any college. I am just a boatman. I don't know your science. Then okay, you just wasted, you see, quarter of life, one more quarter, half of the life is just wasted, you see, gone. That's okay. Do you know some history? He said, no sir, I don't know any history. Then he says, you see, 3/4 life is just wasted. Just wasted, no use. And you see, somehow unfortunately, in the meantime, I mean, the river was very rough, and the water was increasing, and there was, big danger. And he said, sorry sir, do you know swimming? He said, no, I don't know swimming. Then sir, I wasted because of mathematics, science and your history 3/4 of life, but now this is the time you are going to lose the whole life. Still I can save my 1/4, but you cannot even save your 1/4 life. So please make sure that you know swimming and help yourself. Now I can't help you, it's a rough river now. Problem. So yes, the scholar, was in his subject, he was the master, he was the great person, but when come to swimming, you are just nothing there, you are not an authority there, you are not the Apta Purush there. You know? Yes, I am PhD since a long time, but when I had to cross the river, I cannot cross the river. My illiterate uncles and my brothers, those who work in the farmers, they say, come on, don't get scared, come on, catch me, hold me, you see, and they just take me like anything. I am zero there. I am not authentic, zero. I don't know swimming. They do very well. So our authority, our adhikaris, you see, different all the time. Even an illiterate person can be, and the authority Apta Purush, in his field, and in his field, you are the authority, you are the Apta Purush. So, but the word of the Apta Purush is always true, it must be true. Many a times, but I cannot guarantee 100 times.
Sometimes they can make mistakes.
Yeah, sometimes they can make mistakes. Yeah. Any person can make any mistake, no matter how authentic he is. Being a mathematician, being say a degree holder in mathematics, I can say 2 and 2 plus 5 sometimes. I can make any simple mistake in addition, subtraction. I can make any mistake. So you cannot say that because you are a graduate of mathematics, you must know, you should not make any mistake. You should be the authority. Yes, I should be, but I cannot be. There are lots of things should be, but many times we cannot be so. We cannot do like that. So this Praman, this Shabda Praman is yes, authentic, good, but not all the time, but I can say many times it is right. And sometimes we have to take the help of this. There are two types of, Shabda Pramans. Sometimes in the field of things which we have seen, which we can see. And there are something which we do not see, which we cannot see, which we do not know practically. No one can see that thing. You see, invisible thing, for example. One cannot see. Even there we use the Aptupadesh or Shabda Praman. Say for example, Drisht, which can be seen, observed, verified practically. You see, there is one story, I may forget, but I will tell you now. It is regarding karma and rebirth, but leave it. I will give another example here. Say now I am here and I ask you to bring something from my flat and you don't know. I say, bring my keys from my flat. Where are the keys? What types of keys? How do we know? I don't know. Whether they are keys or not, I don't know. But because you know, I live in my home, I know I am the authority there. I say, you see, you first go into my flat and enter in the first room to your left hand side. There is one table. On that table, you see, to the left hand side there is a drawer. There are 3 drawers, but you don't touch the upper one, don't touch the lower one. You just open the middle drawer. In the middle drawer, in your left hand side, at the end of the drawer, there are 5 keys. Out of 5 bunches of the keys, I want the bunch of 2 keys whose color is black, and there are other 2 key bunch. There is a 2 key bunch, but they are red. I want the black one. Okay. And you just remembering these things, you go straight into the flat, into the room, left to your left hand side, and table, and the middle drawer, and the right corner, and the bunches of keys, and you find a bunch of keys with 2 keys color black, and you got it, and you came back. You say, yes, you are right. I did not know whether it is there or not and what not, but because I trust you, I believe you, and you told me something, I did like that, and I got the same result. And then I say, yes, you are authentic, you are an Apta Purush. It is proved. You told me something, I did it like this, and I got the same results. Everything was perfect. You are an Apta Purush. That's why you are an Apta Purush. But there are some cases, you see, where we cannot see. We cannot go and see. For example, I think you have never been to England. Say for example, And you read in the history, in England, nearby Parliament, there is a big vein, big watch, big vein. You don't know. Because you don't know England, you don't know Parliament, don't know Big Ben, and still whenever I ask you, you say in England, nearby Parliament, there is a Big Ben, you just believe, you just trust. You could not see, you cannot go there and see it, but still you read and you just accept the fact in the history. Say, there was the king Ashok. There was the king Ashok. Who knows Ashok? Have you seen Ashok? Can you see Ashok? No, you cannot see Ashok. Still we believe it as if it is 100% the fact. Yes, there was Ashok, King Ashok. There was Ram, there was Krishna. We cannot see, we haven't seen them, and still we believe that there was Ram, there was Krishna, because all our ancestors, all our authentic people, all our Apta Purushas, and there was Krishna, there was Ashok, and we just believe it. Shabda, just the word, we take the word which we even cannot visualize in the life, and that is Adrishta Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman, word, we just take the word, but we cannot verify that word, just we accept it. We cannot go and see the King Ashok, but we just accept it that yes, there must have been such a king named Ashok. That is Adrishta. Even sometimes some invisible things, some microscopic things, we cannot see and we just believe in. Say invisible things. Say another thing, things like God. We cannot visualize God. And still we believe there is a God, there must be God. Because one of the reasons is because our Rishis have told us that there is a God. Because it is written in the Vedas, that's why there must be God. We take the word of Vedas, word of the Rishis, and we accept 100% as it is. You see, that is the Adrishta Shabda Praman. You cannot verify it. That is the weak point. We cannot. But because every statement given in the history and history written today is right, and therefore that also must be right. On the some basis of some reality, we believe that must be right, and we take the word for granted. So that is the say another form of Shabda Praman, that is Adrishta, which we cannot see, but still we accept it. So if any question on this Praman, Shabda Praman, you can ask. Aitiya, historical history is one of the instruments of truth. History, as I mentioned here, history, because it is in our history, we accept it. In a way, we take it granted. Whatever is written in the history, we take it granted and we accept it. And say, because it is written in the history. History itself is one of the pramana. Because it is our understanding regarding history, we write whatever happened. Iti, you see? Iti ha as, iti itihas. Iti means something like this was happened, certainly. Iti ha as. You see? Iti, aisa hua. ना ऐसा हुआ, जो भी हुआ वो लिखा, दैट इज हिस्ट्री. ये नहीं कि जैसे नहीं हुआ वैसा लिखा, नहीं, जैसा हुआ वैसा लिखा. नो प्रेडिक्शंस, ओके, जस्ट इट हैपेंड एंड वी रोट एग्जैक्टली लाइक दैट. दैट इज आइतिह्य, दैट इज इतिह, ऐसा हुआ था. No one can control history, dear. You cannot control history. How many, say, children the Ashok king had and should have, no one can control. There was one big battle, no one can control it. Who is going to die when? No one can control it. So, history cannot be controlled by us. So, history, you see, we just write what happened for our knowledge. Because we do not want to make the same mistakes again and again. We want to learn from others' mistakes. And the main purpose of reading history is to learn from others' mistakes. Okay? And another side, to do something what others did, to do something like great people who have done something in the history, we want to do like them. We want to set the same example now. Say, whatever Ram did in his time, we want to do the same thing now. Good things like him. And we do not want to do the bad things like Ravan. We want to do things like Ram. So we know how to do and how we should not do. We learn this kind of thing by example. History is a living example, and we learn by living example, and therefore history can teach us a lot. And therefore when we teach history, we always say, don't repeat the mistakes. Don't make the same mistake again and again, because you will suffer. Then why do you study history then? What is the use of studying history? If you don't learn anything from the history, we must learn from the history. And many times people say, for India especially, Indian people didn't learn anything from history. They just read history, they don't learn from history. What is the use of reading history? Many times people twist history. They don't like as it happened. They just create their own history. They imagine history. They twist history. Indian history is rather twisted history. History written by the enemies, not by the historians or the people, those who believe in facts, but history to change the Indian culture. The twisted history. That's why our historians now again, they're rewriting the history. Because facts are not there. Contradiction is there. If you read the present history, and if you read the real, say, Badshah Namas and all other things of the king, you see, they are just contradictory to each other. They are not consistent to each other. Lots of problems are there. So, history, you see, should be written very honestly. Only then we can learn. If you write something wrong in the history, you mislead yourself. Again you make the same mistake, and you may be again the slaves. The need is to know the reasons why we became slave, and the need is to be aware of those things and to protect ourselves and look after our freedom, our country, our enjoyment, our life. So always learn from the history. So be careful about the history. History is a fact, and we learn from the facts of the past. And this history is one of the means, one of the instruments of truth. Yes, truth. You know, in history we say, what is the cause? What are the reasons of the downfall of some dynasty? What mistake that king did in the past? Why he has been killed? You know, Hitler was such a great person. He was so brave, but he made some mistakes. He just started fighting with all people. Please do not make the mistake what Hitler did. Don't fight with all enemies at a time. Fight with enemies, you see, but one enemy at a time. Don't fight with many enemies at a time. You should learn from Hitler, you see. And this is the fact. This is the reality that we learn from the history. So history is very important thing basically. Such a great thing. I mean, if you have no brain at all, just read history and follow the people. Follow the history. And you will be either you will be a bad person, either you will be a Ravan or you will be a Ram. Just do like Ravan did and you will be a Ravan. Just do like Ram did, you will be a Ram. Very simple. So history is so simple to understand, so simple to follow, so simple to make the decisions. Only question is, what do you want to be and how, like whom you want to be, just to decide, and you just start thinking like him, just start doing like him or her, and you will be so. So simple. You say, if you read the history of Rishi Dayanand, and if you start thinking like Rishi Dayanand, if you start doing like Rishi Dayanand, then you will be Rishi Dayanand. So simple. Don't use your brain. Just do what they did, and you will be the same. What a simple method to learn. Don't make the mistakes what Ashok did. Don't make the mistakes what Hitler did. But do what others did, and they succeed. And they succeeded in their mission. Always learn why did they succeed, and always learn why did they fail in their mission, in the history. Simple way. No philosophy, nothing, but just see, just observe what happened in the history and do the same, and you will be always right. You will be always right because we have observed it many, many times, and therefore history is not just a vague truth, but this is the reality basically. The fact is the fact. It is written. Fact is written in the words, so it is equally authentic, and so we should respect philosophy, history, and we should respect the facts of the history as the instrument of truth. As the instrument of truth. So history is the fifth instrument of truth. So if you have any doubt here, please. So, okay, this is the idea. Now the sixth instrument is arthapatti, and the meaning is arthad apadyate sa arthapatti. Means, say for example, someone is, there are very popular examples in our philosophy. Say Devadatta, very popular examples. Devadatta. I think nobody is here Devadatta, yeah? Otherwise you met Devadatta. Who is Devadatta? Somadatta. I'm not talking about Somadatta. I'm talking about Devadatta. Otherwise you may take personal, okay? I don't want you to take anything personal. Say there was a Devadatta, and he was quite fatty. Very, very fat. Big. बहुत मोटा था. और पूछा कि तुम इतने मोटे हो, तुम क्या खाते हो? वो तो कहता है मैं तो दिन भर कुछ नहीं खाता. दिन भर कुछ नहीं खाता. तो दिन भर कुछ नहीं खाता. If you don't eat anything for the whole day, then how can you be so fatty? He said, I honestly, you see, I don't eat anything at daytime and still I'm fatty. So then how he can be fatty? He never takes any food, you see, at daytime and still is fatty. Then how he is fatty? Fat is the fact. He is fatty. So what do you call him now? What is the possibility now then? What is the only alternative for you is? At night he eats a lot. Yet at daytime he doesn't eat even a single, you see, grain of food. But at night he must have been eating a lot more than he should, and that's why he is fatty. So though he says, I don't eat anything at daytime, yes, but your fatness compel me to say you must be eating more and more at night. And that more and more at night is the arthapatti. Because you are fat and you don't eat at daytime, you must be eating more food in the evenings or in the nights. That is what we come to the conclusion. And this conclusion is drawn on the basis that you are fat and you don't eat at daytime. It means you must eat more at night. That is the something what we have to accept, and we have to conclude like that. Otherwise no way. Otherwise no way. Say, many times you say, we phone people and we say, Bete, is your daddy at home? He said no. And that's it. But where is he? He says, I only know he is not at home. That's it. Then where is he? Where is he? If he is not at home, it is say 12 o'clock in the evening, and he has a big shop, to look after. He's not at home. What do you think? Oh, he must be in the shop or in the office. Better you ring to the office or at shop, and you will find him there. How do you know that he is in the office or in the shop? Because he is not at home. He's not at home. This compels you to think and come to the conclusion that he must be in the office because this is the office time. He's not at home. And sometimes you see, we ring in the office. Okay, hello, can I talk to Mr. Somudat? Somudat. He says, sorry, he is not in today. Oh, he's not in? Okay, then I will talk to him. You say, and I will ring him. I will ring him. He may be at home. How do you know he is at home? He may be at home. Because he is not in the office, it simply means he must be at home. And he rang. You see, I rang. To him at home, and somebody told, okay, he's not at home. Oh dear, he's not in the office. He's not at home. Then where is he? Where is he? He must be somewhere between the home and the office.
He may be in the bar.
He may be. You see, sometimes we ring people. He's not in the office. He's not at home, and he promised me to reach my place 12 o'clock. Now it is 30:30. He's not in the office. He's not at home. Where is he now? Maybe on the way. He must be on the way because he is not at all at home. He is not at all in the office. Now the only possibility is he must be on the way. The possibility, not he must be on the way. This is the fact, 100% true. He is not at two places, at home and in the office. He must be somewhere on the way. This is somewhere in between office and home. He may be on the way. That conclusion, see, is known as the arthapatti. There is no choice but we have to accept that he must be on the way, outside the office. This is the conclusion, and this is the fact. You cannot say it no. Is it okay? Okay, now come to the seventh one. Sambhavaha. Name is life. We know what is possible, what is impossible, what is impossible. In my childhood, you see, what I used to do, I used to take some flower, any flower, and I used a lemon tree. I used to put it into how to say, I don't know, उसको लाइम के प्लांट के कांटे के अंदर मैं उसको डालता था उसको, say gulab. And I used to say my friends, okay, do you know? You see, there is a gulab, rose flower on the lemon tree. Huh? Yes, there is rose on lemon tree. He said, no. Say, rose on lemon? No. He is saying that. So he does not believe. No, how it come? And he just go and saw, you see, reality, but just somebody was naughty and he just put some rose, because he cannot believe here. He cannot believe how can rose flower can be, say, on lemon tree. Impossible, just impossible. Another instrument of truth. Possibilities. Many times possibilities, you say, there is a cloud in the sky and you predict there will be rain. There is a possibility of rain. There is a possibility. If there is no cloud, that is the impossible. If there is rain, there is cloud. Possibility is there. So there are some facts. There is some process. There is some, say, the laws of causation, whereby we know what is possible and what is impossible. So we should, we apply this thing as well. And the basis of this Sambhava Pramana is Srashti Niyam Krama Anukulyat. The natural laws, the natural process, the natural system is the basis of this is possible, this is impossible, on the basis of the laws of nature. On the basis of the laws of nature. Very simple. And laws of nature are 100% right, confirmed, they are true all the time. You cannot say the laws of nature are wrong or they are not true. They are right all the time. That's why I say, if you know the laws of nature, and if you compare anything according to the nature, then you say, yes, this is possible. This is possible. In the nature, this is possible. So I accept. See, if I say, yesterday I saw a mango seed, and you see, yesterday was Monday, I saw a mango tree on Monday, please come tomorrow, let us enjoy the mango fruits. Yeah, or I come on Tuesday, let us enjoy mango fruits. Yesterday on Monday, I saw mango seed. You say, Acharya ji, what you are talking about? Is it possible? To have mango fruits in just one day? Is it possible? And if I say no, you say, before 5 years, I have sow that mango seed. He said, okay, then I will come, certainly. Otherwise, he will not come to eat mango fruits. We know what is possible, what is impossible, many times, but not always. But the basis, the criteria for that possible instrument is the laws of nature, the code of conduct given by nature, the process of nature, or say the science, or say the physics, the chemistry. You see, these are the basis of this Praman Sambhav. And many times people talk about the magics, miracles, yeah, and lots of things. And unwise people or inexperienced people accept them as it is, but wise people, they use their brain and say, no, this is impossible. And they say, no, I have seen it myself with my own eyes, I have seen it, I have tried myself. How can you say no? He says, though I haven't seen it, but I say you with confidence that this is impossible, okay? This is just impossible. Just impossible, no matter the whole world believes in, and the whole world says that I have seen it, but I say this is just impossible. Just impossible. How? Because he knows the laws of nature. Because he knows the laws of nature. Some times ago, maybe 1 year or so, the whole world, some part of, they accepted that the Ganesh deity or the deities of Hindus are drinking milk. Statues are drinking milk. Like anything, not 1 spoon or 2 spoons, to the tons of milk drank by one statue, and all market was the same. Finished. There was no milk even to, and everybody accepted. You see, yeah, and but nobody, thought over. After all, how? Yes, many people were quite inquisitive, and they went to see, and even those people say, yes, we tried, you see, and the statue drank milk, and some people came to me. Naturally, it was a big, turmoil in the society. All Hindu deities in the whole world drinking milk, not only in India, but in America, in Canada, and England, developed countries. In developed countries, the deities of Hindus and statues of Hindus were drinking milk. So it was a big question for me. I was Acharya there, and people started ringing me, you see. All access, but let us see what about Acharya. What about Acharya? Now we will. Many people were ready to, you see, let me down. Oh, now answer our question, you see, how our statues are drinking milk. You didn't accept it in the history, but now let me know what is your answer to the question. Big question for me, you see. Now, my answer was two answers, you say. That was a very cunning answer. Just to avoid the, conflicts, or just to avoid the problems, okay. So what I said, you see, what I answered them at that time, but now I want to be very honest with you. That was a nasty answer, but right answer. Just nasty but right. I asked him, you see, there are two aspects of these questions. One is mythological aspect, one is Vedic aspect. Let me know which aspect do you want to know? Which aspect? Do you want my mythological answer or do you want my Vedic answer? And he was so clever. He just started laughing and laughing and laughing. Acharya is such a clever answer you have given me. Now I got the answer, and thank you very much. So simple, very difficult to understand. But I will explain for you. Bob is staring at me. Bob is staring at me. Okay, if you ask me mythological answer, whatever you are telling, whatever you are told, and whatever you are telling me, everything is right. Go ahead. If it is the mythological aspect, you see, then whatever is happened, whatever is happening to you, and whatever will happen in this world, everything is right. No question there. But if you come to Vedic answer, then I cannot give straight answer. Then I have to verify the facts there. Then I cannot answer just everything is right. Then I want to know to what extent it is right and to what extent it is not right. So, for example, now I will check it with you. Say, for example, mythologically I have told everything is right because it's a myth. What to say about the myth? Myth is myth. You see, myth is something like this. You see, Nandakumar is a bad person. I am lying. Nandakumar is a bad person and I lie. मैं ऐसे कहता हूं, मेरे जेब में जो है बंदूक है, मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूं. I'm 100% right. Why are you scared so much? You see, I say Roy is not here, I am lying. Yes, my statement is still right. Roy is not here and I lie. Mythology is something. Myth means something exaggeration, something you see more or less, some imagination, some poetry, you don't know what it is and when. Mythology. Mythologically, everything is right. Go ahead, enjoy. But when you come to the Vedas, then I have to open this door and I have to check it, I have to verify it. I will apply the whole criteria there. And I will apply it here. Because this is the philosophy, this is the science, this is the fact. Okay, we are not going to, gossip, just imagining things here. No way. Now come on. How to come to the conclusion on the basis of this Sambhava? You see, I didn't say it is just impossible. I didn't say it is just impossible. I say, now let's verify. Is it possible? So there are many things. Say, for example, can any, on the basis of science, can any non-living thing can eat and drink? Any non-living thing? Say table. For table, non-living thing. Can this table eat some rice or have a nice tea, a nice coffee? You say, especially on the wedding days or in the functions, sometimes some rice. No way. No, non-living things eat. Just finish. No, because this is the nature. This is what we have seen in the nature. There is a law of nature. Only living things eat something. Non-living things never eat. There is no possibility. It is 100% impossible. 100%, not 99%. Statue is a non-living thing. Therefore, this statement is 100% wrong that statues are drinking milk. Do you? Yeah. Drinking is a different thing. You say absorbing is a different thing. Absorption, I am me as a person, my body will absorb something in my body. Absorption is different thing. Drinking, eating, the feeling of thirst, feeling of hunger. Drinking means you feel drinking, you feel thirsty. Once you drink 2 glasses of water, you cannot drink 3rd glass of water. I say enough is enough. I can't drink now anymore. So if there is any feeling of hunger or thirst, yes, statue can drink. But can you somehow prove me that any statue which is non-living, metallic statue, can feel thirst and hunger? Is there any possibility? Just you say me, yes, it is possible. Just no possibility at all. Okay. Another thing. Yes, I accept for a while to please you. Say a statue of whatever, say I accept, drank 1 drop of milk or 1 liter of milk, accept it. Naturally, drinking means that naturally first I take it to the lips to tongue, tongue to throat, throat to stomach to again, going ahead and ahead. So naturally, if you have a longitudinal intersection of a statue, after drinking 1 liter of milk, there should be 1 liter of milk in the stomach somewhere in the process, you see, and that food must be in a process of digestion somewhere. And if you have intersection of any statue, you will never find even a single drop of milk within the statue. Let me know. Now come to the Arthapati. If you don't find a single drop of milk in the stomach of a statue, and the whole liter milk is gone, you don't know where. So let me know if it is not in the stomach. Now just let me know by Arthapati where it should be. If it is not in and milk is gone, the question is where it should have gone. Outside. Nandakumar, where? Outside. If it is not inside, it must be outside. Prove me. I just pick up the statue and say, okay, it is out, it is not in. And if you want to know, break this statue and let me show me a single drop somewhere in the stomach or in the chest or in the throat. No way. And that milk was just, you see, on the floor. They don't realize, you see. They don't realize it. Another thing. Okay. Still I believe that statue is drinking the milk. This is the way of verification, dear. This is the way of logic I am teaching you. This is the way of thinking, how to apply the criteria, especially the Sambhav. Okay. A statue drank 1 liter of milk. You know the weight of the statue was 100 kilogram in the beginning, and it drank 1 kilo milk now. Weight should be 101 now. Could any Hindu person or any person in this world prove that before the weight of the statue was 100 kilogram, now its weight is 101 kilogram? Has one proved it? Verified it like this? Had one asked this question to any Pandit, any Purohit or any person who believe that statues are drinking milk? There is no increase of weight.
Some of the majority here, there are certain rules and guidelines set up. You do not touch the body. You have to stay a certain distance away. So your verification would never apply. Because you cannot touch that body. You have to just stand and touch it with a spoon. And even when you cameraman, I found here, when there's a few who are learned in science, want to come and examine it closely. You were told right away the rules are you have to stay within the roped off area.
I will tell you. You see, what you have seen in the television, I have seen it. And on the second day, practically I am talking about it, they were, you see, laughing at me anyway. Now Acharya is here, I will show him my statue is drinking milk. And they were Murti Pujak anyway. So okay, I didn't try basically because for me no need to try because it is just impossible. I didn't try even. I didn't go anywhere, but I just enjoyed there. You see, the whole world can think like this. For me it's a big miracle. So, and I could not believe, you see, people can be so, I don't know what to say.
If somebody drinks something and then they have to go washroom also.
Yeah, that was another problem. Yeah, but next day nobody, told me any statue went to bathroom or toilet or wherever. Okay, that's a different case. But you see, people tried. Next day you see people tried, and they tried to show me, you see. And naturally when you start, say, tilting the spoon like this, slowly you see, you don't realize that milk is going all around the stomach and the body of that statue, and we are seeing here, milk is gone, and they used to say, oh, see, look at it, gone, drinking milk, gone, finished, gone. Oh, said, no, you are lying, it's not true. Then you see, the spoon is empty now, and again I pick up the statue, and the milk was all around the statue and under the statue. Oh, no, let me try once again. Husband tried 4 times, you see, and his wife told, oh, come on, you can't, let me try. In the morning I had tried 8 times and the same statue drank the milk. You can't do, come on, let me do. I am a very holy lady, and that statue will drink with my hands. And she tried 8 times, and same thing, all you see, all the time, they are saying, oh, drinking, gone, spoon is empty, and still you pick up the statue all the time. There was again milk, you see, and at the end of the day, you see, all that crowd said, okay, today, now it is not drinking. But every time they told, yes, it is drinking, and drank. And all the time I proved them, no, you are wrong, it is not drinking, but the milk is outside, you see, and it is here. They again cleaned it. No way. So there are lots of ways we can verify it. Verification is not wrong, you see. It is not the way of insulting, but verification makes you more confirmed and trustworthy and more objective. So these instruments here are to help you to make sure whether this is a fact or not, whether it is possible or not. We know things, you see. So what is possible, what is impossible is based upon the laws of nature, and therefore this Sambhav is also many times 100% true, but sometimes because we cannot even know what is possible, what is impossible, we make mistakes. So I don't want to say here, that statue did not drink the milk, but this is the way we have to verify. You just verify that. Be inquisitive, logical, and verify the facts whether they are possible or not. If not, say impossible, even you need not try. If possible, at least you try then. So this possibility is the 7th instrument of truth, and you should verify it.
Srishti Niyam, the next word is what?
Srishti Niyam or Srishti Kram Anukulya. Either law of the nature or the order of the nature. Order is also very important. Kram means order. Say, I will give you an example here. If you ask, you see, there's a joke basically, but can learn from this joke. One innocent person, you see, was going somewhere, and he saw a young girl. Can I start like this? Young girl of say 13, 14, say, and he asked her, "Are you married?" She said, "No, I am not married." And next question was, "How many children you have?" She said, "You are a silly guy. I am just 14, I am not married. How do you expect children from me?" You should rather ask first, you see, how many children you have. No. If she is married, then you should ask, how many children you have. Then he said, "Oh, I should ask how many children you have first." You see? No. You should ask first whether you are married or not. And then he went again and he found someone, and he asked her whether you are married or not. No. How many children you have? And he said, "I have 2 children. Then he asked her, "Are you married?" You see, I am just confusing, but you make it orderly. He said, 2 children. Then if you have 2 children, he said, are you married? He said, how can you have 2 children without marriage? You see, how silly you are. You should know the order. Order is there, you see. Order must be there. Without order, you cannot, impossible statement. Okay? So that's why possibility and impossibility is very important. Otherwise, people start imagining on their own and start gossiping.
What's the next word here, Acharya?
Okay. Anukulyat.
Yat?
Anukulyat. Sanskrit word.
What's the
Anukulyat.
meaning of that word? What's the meaning of that word?
Anukul means according to the nature. According to the laws of nature. According to the order of the nature. If you have any doubt here, you can ask me any questions about Sambhava. The last. Okay, now the last one, abhav. Okay, virodhi jnana hetuhu abhav. Say, if I say, here is an elephant. Do you agree with me?
No.
No. Why?
It doesn't look like an elephant.
Like elephant. That's why there is no elephant. So my statement is, there is no elephant. Am I right? There is nothing. This is how we prove something. And I give the statement like an elephant here. And therefore you can see it is an elephant. Hai. And my statement elephant means nahi hai, abhav hai. It doesn't exist there because there is nothing. There is nothing like elephant. So this is the way we know abhav. And there are few things. It has no thorns. Yeah, no thorns, but 2 ears, not thorns. So I say there are no thorns of a rabbit. There are no thorns of a rabbit. How do we know there are no thorns of a rabbit? Like horn. In horn we say there are no horns. Because it doesn't exist. Something which does not exist, we call it abhav, lacking. So go and bring some sugar from that pot. You go and say, oh, there is pot, but there is no sugar. How do you know? Because you know sugar and you don't see something like sugar there. And you say there is no sugar, lack of sugar. Lack of sugar is again the fact. Simple, but which exists. Which does not exist. Say, cows have, that does not exist, which does not. जो है, सो है, वो रहेगा. जो नहीं है, सो नहीं है, वो नहीं रहेगा. जो नहीं रहेगा, तो वो नहीं रहेगा is a fact again. And I bought the horns of rabbit. 2 horns of rabbit. You say, how can you buy? Because horns of rabbit do not exist. So how can you buy? How can you buy? Because that does not exist. You are wrong. But okay, so this abhav, this lack is again a reality, though which we cannot, though we believe it because that does not exist. That does not exist, never exists. This is again another way of knowing the facts and the way with which we can come to the conclusion. So these are the, say, 8 instruments of truth with which we can verify the truth. By every statement, don't be lazy, don't get annoyed because your logic is not good, because you are wrong. Always appreciate whenever you are wrong. Always, appreciate the truth, accept the truth and dispel the untruth. You see, don't feel or take anything very personal, but always, you see, truth is, yours. Here is the truth, that is ours, and whatever is the untruth, that is not ours. Truth is my ultimate, these criteria, and that will.
How do you break down the meaning for that word? Virodhi.
Jnana means,
Virodhi is anti.
Hetu means there is some reason which is anti-knowledge. Say there is an elephant is the knowledge, And anti-knowledge is there is no elephant. There is a reason to say there is no elephant. So no elephant.